In 2023, Russian military registration and enlistment officers by force and voluntarily compulsory managed to put 130,000 citizens under arms. This is a record for Russia. The year 2023 was especially characterized by the fact that each province received a quota, about 40,000, more 60-70,000, to be mobilized voluntarily, in quotes, or recruited under a contract. And accordingly, the recruitment centers that collect mercenaries, a quota was also determined there. Approximately 120-130,000 for the year 2023. Russians were recruited by both private military companies under the leadership of the Ministry of Defense and individual organizations such as Gazprom or Rosneft. Migrants from neighboring countries received summons to the military registration and enlistment offices along with their Russian passports. In Ukrainian territories occupied by Russia, they were mobilized by force. The lack of human resources is one of the most serious problems of the Russian army. After all, according to Western analysts, since the beginning of the full-scale war against Ukraine, the Russian Federation has lost up to 90% of its armed forces personnel.
Last year, the typical Russian soldier whose death was confirmed by the BBC was about 21 years old and a contract soldier, most often as a paratrooper, motorized rifleman or marine. This year, the typical Russian fighter killed in Ukraine is the 34-year-old prisoner who went to the front straight from the penal colony. Moreover, if last year the majority of convicts were recruited by the Wagner mercenary group, then since February 2023, recruitment has been carried out exclusively by the Ministry of Defense, from the BBC News Russian service publication.
The Russian command demands more and more reserves. Generals in Russia are not used to taking care of soldiers, and 2023 was no exception. Before Putin's direct line, relatives of Russian military personnel complained that their husbands and sons were being abandoned for the meat assaults in Avdiivka, so that the Kremlin dictator could boast of at least some kind of victory.
On November 25, they issued another decree there so that light and medium wounded were treated in the trenches. DPR fighters have no regrets at all. They collect their remands and again launch an assault. They are in a hurry while Ukrainians are in disarray. They are driving towards the straight line of Vladimir Putin and the new year. There needs to be some kind of result. Everyone around is saying that we will take Avdiivka and then negotiations. Wife of a Russian soldier from the publication of important stories.
All this leads to massive refusals of soldiers on the front line to carry out orders from their superiors, British intelligence reports. Among the main reasons are lack of preparation and motivation. Huge losses, so many no longer want to fight. Therefore, those who were mobilized, especially by force, under pressure, understand that mobilization is a one-way trip. That is, it is impossible to survive. They will be killed. There are already facts in the 23rd year, refusal to fight from entire units. However, Putin intends to continue Russia's war against Ukraine. The State Duma of Russia has expanded the boundaries of the conscription age, and the provisions of the new law came into force on January 1st, 2024. Reported by Pavo Steinmach, Larisa Zubenko, UATV News.